Okay, here we go. Hey everybody. I've been thinking about doing a series on stuttering and like the people that do and like kind of the things that we all face on a two-day basis. And it took me basically 2 years at this point to even make this one video, just because as a person who stutters, and I'm sure that a lot of you can relate, seeing yourself in front of a camera is probably the worst thing. I mean, the second worst thing, like hearing yourself talk, and on a camera is probably the worst thing. And typically, normal people don't like that. So we can only assume that for us, people that can't really talk that well, it's terrible. But finally, I've manned up, and I'm gonna try to do a series of videos, and kind of when you guys are commenting, I'm gonna try to answer my own experience, like how I've dealt with it. But the first thing that I wanted to kind of talk about, and I feel like it's a first good video, is why can't we say our own names? I subscribe to a bunch of forums on Reddit, on Facebook, on the Stuttering Association, and like involved in the community. And like one of the the most asked questions is why can't we say our names? And there's a bunch of different answers, and people, and like in speech pathologists, they all have their own kind of way of looking at it. But in my experience, I think that I'm actually right. uh, I'm 37. I've stuttered since I was 5. So I definitely like have developed a system of things and talking in different like situations. And the answer to that question is very simple. We can't change our names. Like, right? Like, you have one name, like that's your name. And what I mean by that is pretty simple, but it's kind of ingrained in your psyche. Um, if you've stuttered for a long time, I mean, I guess that if you're young, like like 10 or something, you haven't developed this like set of skills yet. But if you've been stuttering for a longer time, you know that you're like a master of words and changing words, right? So, for example, like if you're in a dinner party or something, like with your friends, and you want to say, "Can you pass the potatoes?" And if you get a block, like for example, you can't say potatoes, like you just go, "Can you pass me the?" And you can't say it, like you can, like we've developed this skill of like, "Can you pass me the mashed potatoes?" Right? So potatoes is now mashed potatoes. If you can say mashed, you might say, "Can you pass me the blue bowl?" If you can say that, you can say, "Can you pass me that thing there?" So again, like we've become kind of masters of changing out words last second to make our speech more fluent. So coming back to our name, like when you introduce yourself, like your name is, for example, Steve, there's nothing else that you can see, like maybe Steven, right? But when you're saying like, "Hi, my name is," like one, there's like a performance anxiety that comes with that, right? Like you're anticipating that somebody is asking your name, like I have to perform now and say that I am my name. And again, you can't change that name. So you're kind of stuck. Like if you don't do it right, then you're kind of fucked. Excuse the language, that's how I talk. So yeah, like that's basically why we as stutterers can't really like say our names on demand, is because we have that fear that comes with it. Like I have to say this one word, that's my name. Like I can't exchange it if I mess up. And then the worst thing, and I'm sure that a lot of you can relate to it, is just the fact that, um, again, I'm 37. So I've had a lot of introductions with friends and family and at work, like in my professional environment. Um, if you've done it so long, and you've kind of like you've had so many experiences where you try to introduce yourself and then you block on your word, I mean on your name, people look at you and they're like, "Did he forget his name?" And that's the most awful feeling that you can get. And if you like have been in that situation, if you can like kind of write a comment I would love to kind of see how many like people have in a spot where people kind of look at you like you're stupid, and that again brings anxiety for the next interaction with a new person and the next and the next, and we kind of like dig this deeper hole because we have so many negative experiences like with that. So yeah, write a comment if you like have experienced that, and if you think that it's gotten worse every single time that you've introduced yourself and you have that kind of like that history of like, oh shit, it's again, I have to say hi, I have to do this and that. Now I do have a couple of hacks when it comes to that that I've developed over the years, and I'm not big on hacks and hacking like your own brain or whatever, and like because I feel like you're cheating yourself, but like it's worked for me. um, the first thing is practicing in front of a mirror. I've done that thousands of times. Just kind of like looking at yourself and being like, my name is Steve, my name is Magic, my name is, you know, Matt, my name is Sarah. So that has helped a lot because, again, like this is like I'm not a pathologist or a psychologist. I'm not anybody except a guy with experience. Um, Again, like you can hear the way that I'm talking now. I'm slightly more choppy because I'm nervous because I'm talking to my phone in my backyard, which is kind of silly. But still, so I'm a little bit more choppy. But I come from a background of I was basically nonverbal when I was a kid. Like I couldn't say a single word. I mean, like every single word was like this, and then I mean, I'm sure that a lot of you have been there, or like you're there now. I've gotten to this point where most of the time I can pass as, as fluent, good one, nice, as fluent. Um, but it took me a lot of time, and one of those things was like I got into a professional career, and I can make another video about that and how that has kind of changed the way that I speak. But I practice in front of a mirror because that was very important for my job, to say hi, introduce myself like with confidence. So I practice in front of a mirror, like, hi, my name is Maciek. And by the way, in this video, I don't think that I introduced myself. My name is Maciek. It's a Polish name. Cool. Mirror, just like thousands of times, and like and looked myself in the eye and was like, hi, my name is Maciek. Hi, my name is Maciek. Wow, I just did it. I guess it works. The point being is, like, to me, I try to visualize myself in situations in the future, right? So I'm training my brain, or kind of like trying to fake my brain to thinking that, like, okay, I'm actually in that situation next time, and this is like what I look like when I'm fluent. Like, my name is Maciek, my name is Maciek, just over and over again. One key advice like with doing that is, it took me like, I think it's something that I read like somewhere, somebody else like was doing it, and it took me a long time to actually try to do it because I hated the fact that I had to, because like a lot of the fighting with stuttering is fighting like with yourself. Oh my god, this sucks, like I've been dealt a bad card in life, and it's all true. But like in my 30s or late 20s, I think that I developed a mindset of like, this is it, like this is your life now. It has been, and you need to do things that normal people don't have to. So people just can say their names with like ease and fluency, give it no more thought than, like, you know, fucking farting or something. But we can't. Like, when I see a person across the room, I'm like, oh man, okay, cool, I'm gonna have to say my name. It's so you have to get over the fact that this is what we have to do to get better and to get over that hump. And it took me, I mean, I kid you not, more than a year maybe, to just be like, okay, I know this is stupid, but I'm gonna practice in front of the mirror. And that's what I did. And I'm not perfect, but I'm way better. So practice that. In my opinion, again, I don't want somebody to say like it doesn't work. Like, sure, it worked for me. I'm just saying from my experience, and I'm hoping that it's gonna help, you know, like one of you on YouTube. So that's one thing. Two, if you're lucky, you can use a variation of your name. Like, so for example, I'm saying Steven, but like, you know, Steve and Steven. So you can maybe change up your name a little bit, and then a variation of my name is blank, or I am blank, or blank, nice to meet you. Like, Steve, nice to meet you. So that's, yeah, like kind of a hack, because you're trying to go back to like interchanging your words. But if that makes you like feel better, that's good. Like my experience is, again, like I said, so many negative experiences in your life, like, have kind of built that into like that anticipation and that panic for your first interaction with, like, with somebody. Just do whatever you can to build as many positive ones, and then your brain will start not looking at like, oh shit, like last year I introduced myself to this person and it was so bad. You can think, oh, I introduced myself to that girl or that cashier or that guy and I did well. And then you start stacking the good and kind of letting go of the bad. So that's like kind of how I think about it. Let me know if you think about that too, or if that's something that works for you. And then the third thing, I like to preempt it. So for example, if I go into our room, um, again, that anticipation and that panic is like when somebody says, hey, my name is this, what's your name? And then you're like on the spot, like, what's your name? And you're like, ugh. I swear, I know my name, um, but you get stuck on it. So what I like to do, if I can, if I know that eventually I have to meet somebody at a party or at a business thing, or whatever, I just go up to them and say, like, hey, Maciek, not like this. I mean, it's supposed to be better, but hey, my name is Magic. So I get rid of the fear of them asking. I say myself out first. So that's another, you know, another little hack. The last part was amazing. So that's kind of how I sound sometimes, like when I'm nervous talking to my phone outside. Yeah, so that's it for the video. Um, I think that that's a good first one, just to, you know, just to kind of get on the same page of like why we have such a ingrained feel, you know, fear of saying our names. Please leave comments. I know like this is my first video, so I'm expecting 3 views. But if 2 of you can leave a comment, say, hey, I feel you, dude. I do the same thing, or hey, I have a different strategy, or it worked or it didn't. Yeah. So I'll see you when I make my next video. Peace.